big blue button. So some of you should tell me, is the audio coming through, audience? So you get people in the chat. Can you hear me? We are live. People in the YouTube chat. Are you there? And can you hear me? There's people saying hello. Here we go. It's happening. Now let me just do the. I'm just gonna casually. You know how these are, folks. Let's just do the old. We are live! Exclamation mark. That's the usual. There we go. Marvelous. And audio seems to be working. Very nice. Good. Everyone can hear us loud and clear. Well, marvelous. Welcome to tonight. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome one and all. I think a few of you are. There's quite a few of you joining us. This is going to be a strange episode. But it's going to be a nice episode. We're going to look back on a year of Railnatter. Absolutely incredible. But right, let's go big face for starters. I'll come and say hello to everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone in the YouTube who is watching, and also hello to all of our audio listeners as well. Those who are listening after the fact. This is going to be an even weirder episode for all of you, but I can only apologise. Oh, I didn't eat my banana. Never mind. Hello. I'm waving. Yes, I've had a trim. I desperately need a haircut, but we'll worry about that later. Before any of that though. Oh, Graham is also... See, there's lots of tech-savvy people who are currently, excitingly, and you'll see them all very shortly, there are lots of people who are currently also in a big Google Meets call. We're going to say hello to all of them very soon. But first, I think it's time for us to start tonight's episode. Welcome to tonight's Railnatter! There it is. The lovely Intercity 225.
Fade away.
Oh, that was brilliant. I enjoyed that very much.
Success.
Oh, that was a success. That was a great success. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. I'm enjoying it already. Oh, you know what? Let's first of all, let's say hello to the people in that. Let's get everyone up here. Everyone, you're up. I'm gonna get Littleface up. There's Littleface. Hello, everyone in the. Hello, patron people. Hello, I'm waving. Well, I'm waving too. Look at them all. They're lovely. These lovely patron people. This episode is going to be. It's marvelous. I'm loving this. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. There are some people thinking there was an echo. No, that was however many people we've currently got on this call, repeating the script that I have in front of me for Railnatter. No, tonight is all about 1 year of Railnatter and all the videos we've done, and the fact that I've managed to do one of these every week since lockdown started. Well, actually, I think it was the week before lockdown. Yeah, crikey, it was a while back. But all these people here, we're going to come back to them momentarily. But first, I'm going to flick over back to the slides and just bring this image up. So these are all of the Natter episodes we've had. And what we're going to do is, in fact, let's bring. In fact, I'm up in the corner here. I'm holding the golden Pandrel clip. Ooh. Oh, in fact, everyone can do an ooh down the chat. Do an ooh, everyone. Ooh. Fantastic. I need to have a live audience more often. Yes.
Oh no, you don't.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. So it's Panto season for Railnatter. Anyway, right. Let's get the big face up. Yeah, here it is. Here's the golden Pandrel clip, which I think some of you might have seen me creating on Twitter earlier in the week. In any case, it's because we're going to be giving some awards out at the end of the show. We're going to be giving out. I think there are like 16 awards that we're going to be giving out as a way to kind of remember interesting features and also to kind of collect up the statistics from the last year of Natters. But it'll give us a chance to kind of remember some of the episodes, remind me of some of the episodes that were a long time ago and I've almost forgotten about. In any case, right, without further ado, let's crank into the next segment of this strange Railnatter. Oh yeah, before we do that though, there are going to be lots of statistics. And the first big statistic I'm putting in is how many hours worth of Railnatter there have been so far. So bearing in mind there have been, 52 full episodes, and we've got 71 hours, 24 minutes and 58 seconds of Railnatter. That's not a particularly low average, given that it's supposed to be an hour-long podcast. So, well, I'll make of that what you will. But anyway, so let's just say it's good value for money, right? So that's it. 71 hours, 24 minutes, 58 seconds. Crikey, Mikey. So anyway, back to these episodes. What we're going to do is start with a nice chat with our Patreon people, talking about favourite Railnatter moments. So some of the favourite moments that have gone. Actually, this is an entirely unprepared segment, so I don't know what people's favourite moments are. Maybe there are none. Maybe no one has any favourite moments. But what we're going to do is whiz over to our lovely people on the... Hello, everyone, again. We're back to you lot again. So who wants to start with a favourite moment of Railnatter? Who has a favourite moment particularly? There's Graham Howarth. Graham, what is your favourite moment from the Railnatters? Oh, you have to unmute. Remember. Oh, Graham, you're muted. Just a sec. They're at the classic. Everyone, it's just like authentic Zoom calls. Let me just. There we are. Oh, I can't unmute it, Graham, unfortunately.
How's that? Sorry.
You're here, Graham, you're here. That's fine.
Yeah. Because I'm absolutely out and out electrification enthusiast, I love the page-by-page discussion of the traction decarbonisation network strategy, and also the one where you had Gary Keenor on. Those are my favourites.
Excellent. So the plan is that we're going to continue to... Gary's going to be back on later this year. He's kind of finishing some interesting project work and some interesting kind of academic work. So we're going to get him on to talk about the updates to the OLE book, but also some... I'm going to get him to... I'm hoping, and this is an exclusive, and he's going to tell me off for saying this, I'm hoping I'm going to get him on to rant about discontinuous electrification, how bad an idea it is. So... yes, there's lots of thumbs up for that. So that should be a good one. Anyone else got a favourite moment? Remember to unmute yourselves. Any other favourite moments? Yeah, Sam, go for it.
Probably the entire Hyperloop / Gadget Barn episode really hits home for me, being in California, where Gadget Barn are unfortunately popular, as well as seeing Roz from... Well, there's your problem. Come on.
Yeah, that was fun.
All of that was amazing.
Yeah, the Phantom Roz. Basically, he'd have had to use an old laptop with a dodgy mic to get a video working. Hence why Roz was merely a phantasm, brought into existence by pure will and perseverance of thought. Yeah, no, that was a really fun episode. And yeah, the Hyperloop one was a good laugh. I need to do a proper Hyperloop video at some point. And I know I always say at the moment there's the Gadget Band series on my YouTube channel, which is like one episode. I will do a proper Hyperloop breakdown, but there have been some interesting developments recently with the couple of new papers published. So the fact that those have come out mean that there's some actual academic work that I can now lean on to say no, it's not just me that's been saying this. It is science says it's rubbish too. There's people in the YouTube chat saying more Gadget Band episodes, please. Yeah, we'll maybe pick through a few interesting ones. Maybe we'll do a series on like atmospheric railways or something, or an episode, sorry, a Railnatter on atmospheric railways. That could be fun. Yes. So that's a good one. So what? Okay, go on. Any other? So I'm reminiscing about these moments, but these aren't so much about. Yeah, these are moments that I've done so many hours of these, they all kind of blur into one, so it's quite nice. This is quite nice for me to remember things that happened in previous Railnatters. And anyone else got any suggestions of their favourite moments? That's Chris. Go on, Chris Bird.
HS2 one, I think I seem to remember.
The first episode back. Goodness, that was a lot. So that was episode 0, right, Chris? The first episode from a very long time ago. That was a good one. That was back. It wasn't even called Railnatter back then. That was like a moment. I kind of retrospectively turned it into Railnatter, but that was kind of the idea that actually a live Q&A, kind of sprung the idea of Railnatter out of that, because it was like the idea that you kind of a live Q&A with lots of people involved, lots of people having discussions in the background, and then we can make it so I can then respond to people, because basically, having chats on Twitter about transport things is fine, but it can be quite hostile. And actually a Q&A, when you're seeing a human being explaining the thing, being passionate about it, interested, it's more difficult to get angry and shout and call someone a paid shill when you're kind of seeing them on camera, right? So my idea was that episode, particularly that HS2 episode, was that people who didn't like HS2 would hopefully come into that. And I'll definitely do another one, maybe, and say, look, it's the HS2 Q&A 2, come and get involved. Do another one, and hopefully I'll invite some people who are really not fans of HS2 on, to actually have that discussion face to face. I think that was a really interesting one, and it kind of spurred the idea for this all happening, didn't it? So, yeah. Adam Evans, you had a suggestion as well. What's one of your favourite moments?
I think one of mine was one of your top three, the first three, when you sort of did the history of these sprinters.
Oh yeah,
a little
the
bit
sprinters.
reminisced about the 158 taking you all around Scotland.
See, that was good fun. I think that might have been my first like OBS one, or certainly it was like my first.
You were
one
quite
with slides.
you were quite a novice with all the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, what's
technical
changed?
stuff.
still, yeah.
What has?
Nothing has changed. Yeah, that was good fun. I enjoyed the sprinter one, actually. Maybe I need to pick through. The thing is, it's not like I'm going to do that for like every single class of trade.
Yeah,
Because really, the reason I did that one is because I kind of have this personal connection with it. However, there will definitely be a Pacer episode with Dr. Kevin Tennant joining us. So that should
Pacers
be a laugh.
would-
I'm personally like quite a fan of trains, so yeah, I always enjoy those.
I think
those
most
episodes.
people. I think most people here are kind of fans of trains. Actually,
Yeah, everyone's a fan of trains, but you're particularly into all the engineering side and
It's
the
true.
stuff that doesn't move.
Yeah, there's. I suppose one of the things about RailNat, and yes, I do talk about trains a lot, and I mean, I'm a big fan of trains, but I suppose there's a lot of train content on YouTube already, and there's maybe less railway infrastructure content, and I suppose that's maybe where the gap that I thought I could potentially fill is the discussion of kind of the system, the whole system. You can't think about infrastructure without trains. You can't think about trains without infrastructure. You know, the railway is the whole package. So yeah, it's I'm glad you enjoyed that one. That was a long time ago. Yeah, crikey.
Long time.
Oh, who else has got
Also,
a favourite moment?
one more thing.
Oh, go
Sorry.
on, Adam. Go on then, you cheeky monkey.
One more thing. Start flying the torch for HS3 as well when that comes along, because
yes,
they're still getting into the.
So
they
I'm looking forward. So
yet.
yeah, so lots of things are going to be happening this year with respect to railways in Britain. We've just had the Union Connectivity Review, or the interim state of that, which is a bit of an underwhelming document, frankly. I'll talk about it next week. But we're also going to have the Integrated Rail Plan, which should hopefully tell the NIC to go away. We'll find out. We'll have the whole industry strategic plan, the WISP. That hopefully will be appearing later in the year. The government's decarbonisation strategy will be appearing, plus the full version of the Traction Decarbonisation Network strategy should be published. So there's quite a lot for us to pick through the rest of this year. It's all going to be happening. And in amongst that, Transport for the North will hopefully publish their detailed plans for the route that the railway is going to take. I think I gave everyone a RailNat tease as to what that route is, but we'll unpick it in more detail in a later episode, because I've got some of the card work from it. I'm going to get cancelled, but by my employer after that. Is that just called getting sacked? It's called getting sacked, isn't it? Anyway, no, it's not. It's not really from that, and they're old, and so I don't feel guilty about it because they're really old CAD files. They're very out of date. But it'll be interesting to look at the alignment. So yes, we will look at that. Anyway, right, Matt Reed.
Yeah, the one I found particularly interesting was the one with the signalling about Melanie Osborne.
Yes, Melanie's. That was good.
Because I've been a P&D technician. It's quite interesting. I remember going out on track afterwards with an overhead area. When she's saying about you've got the return rail of the OLE and then the track circuits on the other side.
Yeah, that was a really. So we need to do more signalling episodes as well, because that kind of talked about the basics. But I think we need to have someone come in and talk about, because it's not just like conventional signaling, digital signaling. No, there are like dozens of different types of system that come under the heading of conventional signaling, and I would love to learn about more of them. I kind of know a few of the different systems. I know that there's a really old knackered system north of Crewe on the way to Manchester that goes through. That line, that's like some of the worst signalling in the country in terms of like just how shoddy it is. I would love someone to come and explain why. So yeah, guest suggestions in the Discord, everyone. Who else has got a favourite? I'm enjoying this. This is fun. Michael, go on. Tell Michael C. Tell us what your
Can we
favourite
just take a moment to appreciate how professional the early episodes were?
Oh, that's a nice. Yes, very good. Yes, they were quite poor. But it's fine. They've held up. They've got decent viewership, probably by merit of the fact that they've been on YouTube for the longest. But yeah, the thing is, the APT episode was one of the early episodes, wasn't it? And I quite enjoyed that. I thought that was good fun. I mean, it went very long, but anyway. Yeah, okay, yeah. Point taken, Michael. Point taken. Who else is Michael? Actually, Stephen. Stephen, what's your go on?
Thanks, Gareth. I was actually going to say exactly the same thing as Adam, where I'd say specifically we got a chance to really appreciate the original livery of the Class 158s in that episode. But also a shout out to Lindsay Broadwell about electric bikes. What a great episode that was.
Yeah,
You've stolen my idea.
Oh, good. I'm glad people have enjoyed Lindsay's episode. I was so glad to get Lindsay on. I know that like e-bikes are kind of potentially railway adjacent, but from my perspective, Rail Natter is kind of about sustainable transport, with the railways being the backbone, but other stuff feeds into that. And actually, as railway people, whether I know they're professionals and people in the industry and people who kind of feed into the industry, watch Natter, it's good for all of us to kind of understand the other stuff that's out there and how it all fits together. If we have a better understanding of the things that make railways easier for people to use, then maybe we can also make our railways interface better with those things and positive feedback loop. So yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I enjoyed that one too. That was really good. I've just seen a Bakerloo. I think that is that a Bakerloo maquette scarf has just appeared. Very nice, very good. It's very fetching. Who else has got a favourite moment? Richard, go on. What's your favourite moment?
I think my favourite probably was Quails on Rails, both because with Dr. David Turner, both because it was just really fascinating how much it related to railway history and general history. So I hope my audio didn't cut out there. Quails on Rails, and also because I made a joke about British quail, and by the end of that evening, you'd mocked up a British quail logo for Twitter, which shows the power of Rail Natter.
The power of Rail Natter. Yeah, that's it. that was a very fun episode. Quail Natter, as it's now been become, was a really interesting one. But the thing that was great about that episode, shout out to Dr. DT, big love. The thing that was great about that episode is that it embodies so much about lots of not just history related episodes, but actually lots of the other stuff that we talk about. Is that things aren't necessarily straightforward and linear. There's like a complex web of the way these things interact, and it's as true for things like high speed rail. You know, high speed rail is not just a simple it does this faster journey or whatever. It's all the complicated things that are related to it. It's the same with history. History is not linear. You know, the canals didn't give way to the railways, which in turn didn't give way to the roads. That's not how it works. It's a complicated, you know, the railways enabled more road transport than ever had existed before, you know, horse and cart. The canals often were paired with railway construction. You know, actually railway and canals were built together. And by the way, canals came quite a lot after the railways. So it's that linear sense of history is just not really one that exists. Actually, it's much more complicated. And David is fantastic at explaining that, I think. And Quail Natter was like the perfect way to kind of analogize that, I thought. Yeah, that was a fun one. Right, okay, we'll do one more. Who's here? Oh, Jared, go for it.
Yes, thank you for making me the last. So I particularly enjoyed the e-bike episode with Lindsay Broadwell, especially because like right around the time you released that episode was when I was like considering getting an e-bike, and like I saw the video out, and I'm like, did he do this for me? Is this for me? Is this a Christmas gift or a Hanukkah gift? I guess.
Yeah.
And so actually, I didn't end up getting an e-bike. I couldn't be bothered to build my own, I guess, but I did eventually. I just got a bike a few days ago, and I've been riding it a lot. The weather's really nice out now.
Nice. It's been horrible today in New York. It's been absolutely miserable. I was hoping to go out on my bike, but it didn't happen. But I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that episode's getting a lot of love. It was a good episode, and also loads of nerdy, useful e-bike details. Like actually, you probably could get to the end of that episode having been a complete novice to the subject, and by the end of it, kind of feel reasonably confident in actually buying the bits. I certainly had no idea to start with, and by the end it was like, I could kind of go back through this video and pick out what battery sounds like a good idea. It was good. That was really good. Right, so we're going to come back and chat to everyone on the Patreon Google Meet briefly, in not very long at all. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the slides. Hello, everyone in the YouTube chat, by the way. It's nice. There's lots of people saying, decarbonisation, the government's a joke, and how about a rail natter called High Speed Britain about current and future plans? Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Eurostar Lover 009. We can finally do, Charlie, you're right, we can finally do LUL signalling. Yes, absolutely. It would be good to get an LUL signalling episode. It would be good. It would be good. Oh my goodness, the timing though, we'd have to... I am like a genuine mission to try and keep natters to around an hour, because it does make them more watchable and easier to digest. I think possibly, but we'll see. Charlie and I talking about LUL signaling is that's going to rock past the 2 hour mark. Although we're going to aim for it not to. brevity is good, but also there's realism. Anyway, right, enough of me waffling on. So that's that. We're going to now... Right, this is the bit that some of you might have been waiting for. We're going to go through a top 10. So this isn't necessarily about great or not great episodes. This is just about sort of, for whatever reason, they've been popular. But it's kind of interesting to know. There are going to be some stats in some of these competitions, in some of these sort of segments, rather. But this one, for anyone who wants to know what my... just make it 2 episodes. Good point, Chris. On episode 0, I said that it was only meant to be half an hour, says Michael C. Yeah. Well, that's a fair point. So this is the top 10 in reverse order, and it's the number of viewers in 10 days. So this isn't the number of live viewers. This isn't the number of, total viewers ever. This is the number of viewers in 10 days. So it kind of normalizes for the fact that you always collect more views over time, and also for the fact that people often watch this, the day after, or, you kind of within the week. So that's kind of why I've done it as 10 days. So it's sort of the most popular episodes, but this isn't necessarily, it's not a competition, except that it is a little bit. So, strangely enough, you might think, episode 7, The Architecture of the Railways Built with Tim Dunn, Tim's first appearance is the number, it's in the top 10, it's the number 10 most viewed episode within 10 days. So, actually, my face is in the way, I'm going to get rid of my face. That's it. Number 10. Wait a minute. I feel like a bit like I'm. Who used to do the top 10 before? I used to listen to it, and then it would go to Dave Pearce. Dance Anthems with Dave Pearce. That gives my age away, I think. In that it would be like the top 10. Who was it who used to do the countdown? I can't remember who it was. Anyway, that was Radio 1 days. Back when I listened to Radio 1 rather than like Radio 3 or 4 like I do now. Like a, I don't know, stereotypical millennial, I suppose. Number 9 is. What is number 9? Number 9 is... it's the Island of Tube Trains, actually. The number 9 most viewers in 10 days is Richard Long's episode, episode 32. The Island of Tube Trains. It was a really nice episode, actually. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a really fun episode. We it was a pre-record, actually, which is why this is quite surprising. It was a pre-record, but it was, I think the fact that it was covering quite a lot of interesting things that were reasonably topical must have pulled in the numbers. So that was a fun episode, that one. I enjoyed that. Number 8. People have already talked, Graham's already alluded to how much people enjoyed Gary's Making Electrification Stick episode 22. That was a really popular one. The 8th most popular episode of Rail Natter so far. So that was a really popular episode, which is interesting because it's a bit of a random one. I think we talked a bit about updates to the OLE book. We talked a bit about things that electrification has done to improve, to kind of improve, the innovations we've seen over the last 5 to 10 years in that brief spurt of electrification we did before it all got given up again by Westminster. But anyway, so that was a popular one. So the next one, now this is interesting and this is quite funny. The number 7 most viewers in 10 days is the episode 18, the Morpeth Curve and all the trouble it causes. That's there we go. So there you go. That's a surprising one because it was but anyway, people seem to enjoy that one. So there we go. There's all sorts of chat going on in the YouTube chats. Anyway, people enjoyed the Morpeth one. Episode 18, Morpeth Curve. That was a fun one. I enjoyed that. No one was hurt in the making of this episode, mostly. Number 6, the 6th most viewed episode was in fact Melanie's episode, Getting Trains from A to B Without Crashing Into Stuff or Each Other. That Rail Natter episode 11, way back in the early days, actually. That was an excellent episode, and as a result, it's a really popular one. People find signalling interesting, which is, as a P-Way engineer, what? Why is signalling interesting? That's not the fun bit. It's all wires and trains being very close to crashing each other. Where's the fun in that? Okay, yeah, I see. Anyway, that was the 6th most popular, episode 11, with Melanie Osborne. The 5th most popular in 10 days was Jeff Marshall's episode. You remember when Jeff was on? Episode 13, Going Underground, where it was basically Jeff talking about things he likes on the underground. I think it was no more sophisticated than that, and it was quite fun. It was quite a nice episode. We should probably do another crossover with Jeff. If he can find the time to slot us in, we'll see if we can see if we can get Vicky on as well, actually. And it'd be quite interesting to maybe get Vicky on first and then do the both of them together. In any case, fifth most viewed was that one, episode 13, Going Underground with Jeff Marshall. So, 4th most viewers in 10 days was James Bennett's episode, actually. Was What is the South Wales Metro, episode 44. 4th most viewed episode. So that's quite an exciting one. we're really getting up now. So the top three. I think everyone. So I don't know. Can we all drum roll in the? It's going to make the audio horrible. Everyone do a drum roll. Who's in the chatter at the moment? Here we are. Number 3 is. There it is. There we are. Hey, you can stop me drum rolling now. Number 3 was the Hyperloop episode 37. Why? Sorry, I'm enjoying the idea of doing a drum roll with 30 people down the line. Episode 37, why is it so important to tell people that Hyperloop is bad and other silly stories, is the 3rd most popular rail natter so far. So yeah, that's quite interesting. So that's number 3. Right, so drum roll again for number 2. Drum roll, please. In number 2, it's Justin Rosniak's episode. It's the US Railroads Can Be Good, actually. Episode 43. That's the 2nd most popular episode of all of the Rail Natter episodes within that 10-day period. So that was quite good. I mean, it was a very funny episode. There was a lot of laughing going on in that episode. It was fun because I don't know much about US railroads, so it was good for me to learn what a Class 1 was, to learn about things, and also to make faux pas by putting pictures of Canadian railways in amongst a slide deck on US railroads. So yeah, it was good. And Justin is as much of a gent as you can possibly imagine. He was lovely to do the episode with. Well, there's your problem podcast plug, of course, naturally. So the most popular, the most viewed Rail Natter episode. So the most popular episode, number 1, drum roll, please. Here we are. Oh, what's it gonna be? It's gonna be. It's the West Yorkshire Mass Transit. This is the most popular episode of all of that 10 days. So this is normalised. So it's not just because it's the most recent. This is the number 1 most popular Rail Natter. I suppose it's possibly because Rail Natter is getting a bit more of an audience, so more recent episodes are getting watched more. But the West Yorkshire Mass Transit episode has the most views in 10 days. Very, very popular. People are interested in that episode. Again, it was just me going through a PDF, but people seem to like that. So yeah, that was good. That was I enjoyed that episode. In fact, I enjoy all these episodes. I enjoy Rail Natter. Rail Natter is a thing that I enjoy and look forward to through the week. So there we go. That was the top 10. I'm going to whiz over to whiz back to our crew. Hi everyone again. Hello. Any surprises there? Any kind of things that you thought were a bit strange? There's some surprise nodding. Lewis, what did you find surprising?
Oh God. It was just the more recent episodes.
Yeah.
No idea we were going mainstream.
I know, right? The fact that the kind of the later episode, the fact that the later episodes are getting more popular is probably because we're driving. You know, I get about between 80 and 150 live viewers every episode now, so yeah, I think the average interest in the episodes is going up. It is getting more popular. For everyone who doesn't know, these people are my producers. The people who are on screen right now. Oh, actually, I'm not on screen. Let me get my little face here. I'm waving again. The people who are on screen right now are my producers. These are the Patreon people. They provide support to me to make this happen. So Rail Natter wouldn't exist without them. Yeah, give yourselves all a round of applause. Thank you, Rail Natter Patreon people. Thank you. You're all great. Oh, look at this. Some people pointing out that you're not producers, you're the talent. Well, they're both for this episode, which I thought is kind of nice, isn't it? Yeah, anyone else surprised by that top 10? Or kind of did it sort of look like you thought? Oh, Chris, what do you think?
The one on Yorkshire I found quite surprising.
Yeah, me too. It's not that it was not that it was a bad episode. It just kind of felt like it wasn't like a dramatically interesting subject that would pull a lot of numbers. But yeah, it seemed to have a lot of interest. Maybe some blue ticks shared it or something on Twitter, and it pulled some viewers that way. Who knows?
I would have thought it's because the West Yorkshire is one of the largest urban conurbations in Europe that doesn't have a metro, so. Maybe that's a drive towards people going, ooh, Metro for Yorkshire.
I think you might be right.
Clickbait title.
Yeah. My title was I couldn't think of a less dry title like West Yorkshire Mass Transit, but to be fair, that probably works with the search algorithm. So maybe people want that on YouTube. That's what they're getting. So yeah, that might be it. People searching it. It was topical. That always helps. Because it was pretty recent news. So I do try every month to leave a couple of episodes blank. So I book, for anyone who doesn't know, including producers and anyone watching this in the YouTube land, hello all of you, I do plan as many guest episodes ahead as I can to kind of keep on top of that. But I also leave some gaps, or I attempt to leave some gaps, so that if something interesting and topical appears, we can kind of do a topical episode. So I think we found that gap perfectly, and it was just after it had been announced. So I think possibly it was quite a hot topic, and kind of maybe it just fell right into a nice groove at that point. Anyway, yeah, that was good.
It would have been pushed by Google at that point. I can confirm Google would have pushed that pretty hard.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, it must have been some kind of relevant. The search engine optimization sort of guinea pigs were kind of running around in their little wheels, pretty high speed.
And also, don't forget, Google will favour YouTube. So,
oh yeah, hooray! Thank you, Google, for favouring YouTube by the fact that it's a massive digital monopoly. Hooray! Hey! Right, okay, so let's go to the next segment, because it's already past. We're making some decent progress here. So it's time to go on to the next segment, which is it's the awards. It's the bit you've all been waiting for. Hooray! It's the awards. Everyone's going to win the golden clip, which is actually, it's quite nicely holdable as a trophy. Actually, I'm here vigorously shaking it for the benefit of the people who are having this in audio only. It's quite. I mean, my hands now smell of metal. And I definitely need to respray it because the bottom's a little bit. I could have done. I'm going to go big face. Wait a minute. I'm going big face. I could have possibly done a bit better on this part here. Where is it? This bit. There. That bit. It's going to focus on it. There we are. I probably could have done slightly better on that bit. I'll respray it. But yeah, this is made by me. I'm quite proud of this thing. It looks cool. Dean and I have both gone, what stuff are we going to spray gold next? That was fun. So we're now on the hunt for stuff around our house that's currently mundane, but would be made entertaining by being sprayed gold. In any case, we've like I don't know, we've got pretty sure we've got a piggy bank.
Pets.
Yeah, pets. The pets would be good sprayed gold. We've got a piggy bank that we could definitely spray gold. That would be fun. Anyway, so who's going to win this coveted and invented only this week award of the Golden Pandrel clip? Incidentally, for those who are originally, I was going to potentially dish out a load of these. These are nylons or biscuits that are underneath the Pandrel clip that holds it down to the rail. I've got a load of them. I collect all of them. I've even got a fast clip one here. Look, this blue fast clip one. Anyway, look, all these biscuits that I've collected. Thanks, Network Rail. Yeah, all of those collected up, basically discarded in a pile that no one cares about. I was going to dish those out, but actually, you know what? Everyone's a winner, so all of these award winners are going to win a virtual Golden Pandrel clip because, yes, this is not going to be going anywhere. It's going to be sat behind me on the shelf in all future natters. Anyway, right, without further ado, let's make my face miniaturized again. And let's go through the awards. Oh, I'm excited about this. So, these awards are in no particular order. But what we'll do is, what are we going to do? The first award is coming up, actually. So, I'm going to put this up here so that I can remind myself what awards are coming up. So the first award is, it's a funny one to start with. The first award is for the, everyone on the chat obviously has to give it a clap after this. Is it a bit weird to clap episodes rather than humans? Yeah, we're going to do it. Right, so the first award is for the most confusingly numbered. Hooray! Most confusingly numbered. That's for episode 0. Hooray, episode 0. Because a lot of people continue to be very confused at the idea of there being a 0th episode. And that's why all the episode numbering is completely out. So this is episode 52, which is the 53rd episode of Rail Natter. Hooray! Someone's hoovering in the. Who's hoovering? Mute you, or someone's computer.
It sounds like a plane taking off.
yeah. Someone's got a plane taking off in the background. Anyway, so everyone mute your.
Sounds like a laptop.
Yeah,
it's a Hyperloop.
I can see who it is by doing this. Wait a minute. There it is. We worked out who it is. It's fine. So, that was the most confusingly numbered. So the next award. So well done, episode 0. You win a golden. Oh yeah, this doesn't work for an episode, does it? Because it's just me. Anyway, let me just put. It is shedding gold a little bit. I need to get some sort of plastic sealant. I'm going to put it on my book there. So most confused. The next award is for. This is an interesting one actually. So the next award is for the most discussed episode, and the winner of the most discussed episode is. It's episode 20, so just what structure should Britain's railways have anyway? Hooray! I'm clapping, everyone's clapping. Hooray! So, well done to that episode. So it's an interesting one, isn't it, that episode? That was they're going to be follow-up, this is a bit of a mini-series, so I'm going to have So Just What X should Britain's Railways have anyway. I think the next one is going to be So Just What Operators should Britain's Railways have anyway. So that's an excuse for me to get out Rail Alphabet 2 and the British Rail logo and have a think about what the structure, what kind of the different operators we're going to have, if they're going to look not dissimilar to the kind of the number of operators we have now. So look forward to that one, folks. That should be interesting. Anyway, so that was the reason it's the most discussed. Well, partly because it was suggested as an award in the Discord. Thanks, Discord people. But also because it was being shared quite a lot. A lot of people are interested, and a lot of people have asked me to write an article based on this episode. Quite a lot of people have gone, can you actually write a piece on that, please? So it seems that people are thinking what I was saying. So maybe I do need to write a piece on it. In any case, that was the most discussed episode. So the next victor. Who's the next one going to be? Oh yeah, this is a fairly funny one. The next winner is going to be for the angriest episode, and I don't think anyone needs to guess which one this is going to be. The angriest episode was episode 45, A Page Turned Through the NIC Strategic Rail Links Report. Hooray for that episode, episode 45.
Yay.
Oh wait, why are we cheering that?
Are we going to boo it?
Yeah, that was yeah, we're not happy with that. That was the National Infrastructure Commission, which is a small part of the a spin-out small part of the Treasury in the UK, and I admittedly was not very pleased in that episode. In fact, I describe myself as positively displeased. In any case, still that episode. Maybe I should send a Golden Pandrel clip to John Armitt. Maybe that would cheer him up, wouldn't it? Say, look, you've won this episode. You won the episode that made the Rail Natter people the most angry. Right, anyway, next award. Oh, we're getting through these. You've already mentioned this episode. Yeah, absolutely abolish the Treasury, yeah. We've already mentioned... Graham, are you just seeding this for the bingo? I bet he is. In any case, the next episode is... Actually, it's kind of two awards rolled into one. So this award, people couldn't decide on which award this episode should win, but they knew that it should win one. So both awards are kind of being smooshed into one. So this episode wins both the most British episode and, for better or worse, I don't know whether that's a good thing these days, but anyway, the most British and the most influential, because it has somewhat shaped the canon of Rail Natter ever since. The winner of most British / most influential episode it's episode 28, Quails on Rails, Dr. David Turner. Dr. David Turner wins a golden Pandrel clip. Hooray! Quails on Rails. Quail Natter for the win. I'm actually speaking to David soon, so I shall make a point of showing him that he's got a Golden Pandrel clip to his name. Anyway, Dr. David Turner, that award is yours. Congratulations. Is that our first guest award? I think it is, isn't it? Right, so we've got to keep moving on. And this is one of my favourite awards. It's got to be one of the most important awards of all of these, I think, 16 different awards we've got going on. It's the most statistically average episode. So that is the least long, the least short, the least significant in terms of viewers, but also not the worst. The most statistically average episode, you might be surprised by this one, it's episode 6. It's What If the APT Had Made It a Bit of Alternative History. Wins most statistically average. Hooray! I like statistically average things. Statistically average things are quite interesting, usually because they're not statistically average. Mr. Tim Dunn is here. Hello, Mr. Tim Dunn. It's a pleasure to have you joining us for this chaos. It's chaos, and it's all I can describe. Winner of a Pandrel clip is that episode. Hooray! Golden Pandrel clip on the way to that episode. It makes more sense when there's a guest, doesn't it? Right. So, the next award. This is another suggestion from the Discord of people who particularly enjoy this episode as a way to escape, as a way to sit back and think about things, visual things, beautiful things, artwork, that sort of thing. Well, it's the most escapist episode, and the winner of most escapist episode it's episode 15, Art on the Underground with Charlotte Monroe. Charlie, you've won a Golden Pandrel clip. Hooray! For Art on the Underground. It was a very long episode, but it was quite nice. We were talking about the fact that the art and the perception of transport spaces, of kind of stations, of the places people spend a lot of their time, they shouldn't be the lowest common denominator, cheapest possible asset. They should be beautiful spaces. They should be interesting spaces. And that's both architecturally, but also in terms of artwork. So yeah, it was a really good episode. I enjoyed that one. Right, here we go. We're getting into the good stuff now. So this is the next award is for the longest solo episode. People should probably know which episode this is already, but if you don't, we're about to find out the longest solo episode goes to... It's episode 27, the Traction Decarbonisation Network Strategy. Hooray! The Traction Decarbonisation Network Strategy wins the Golden Pandrel clip. There we go. So I'm very pleased about that. The longest solo episode, but interestingly pipped to the post by a pretender, which we'll get to shortly. Because the longest guest episode is next, and who has the award for the longest guest episode? Well, it's John Morgan Christoph, the Space Shuttle Rocket Boosters episode 50. John, you've won yourself a Golden Pandrel clip for the longest guest episode, and also it's the longest overall ever episode of Rail Natter. It was like 2 hours, and it was 2 hours and 4 minutes, I think. Good grief, it was very, very long. Yeah, go on, give him a round of applause, everyone. Give John a round of applause. Well done, John. You've won yourself the longest guest episode of Rail Natter. Right, so what's next? What's happening next? Oh, we're going short now. The shortest solo episode. So who was able to keep it tight and snappy? It was... Oh, this is a solo one. So this is me keeping it short and snappy in the Morpeth Curve episode. So the Morpeth Curve episode, which was it a pre-record? I think it was a pre-record, wasn't it? So that's probably why it was short, because it was a pre-record, so I didn't have lots of nice banter with everyone in the chat. Me, on holiday from episode 18, Morpeth Curve and All the Trouble It Causes, wins a Golden Pandrel clip. Hooray. It's a bit weird giving myself a Golden Pandrel clip. These are for the episodes. Hooray! Episode 18. Hooray! It's for Morpeth, everyone. It's for Morpeth. It's Morpeth. It's the subject that's interesting. So Morpeth wins. All of Morpeth wins a Golden Pandrel clip.
So in the Morpeth episode, you managed to stay on track.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good.
Morpeth.
I feel like Morpeth will need more than one Golden Pandrel clip. Really.
Who's winning that Golden Pandrel? That was very okay. Yeah, the Morpeth Curve wins the episode for managing, ironically, to stay on track. Very nice.
It was a good bit of detective work, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a look at a bit of railway that existed, and we weren't sure why, and I did it midway through. Anyway, right. So, we're now on to this is the coveted shortest guest episode award. Who managed to keep it the shortest and tightest? It was Luke Agbaimani. It was Luke with the Tube Mapper project. Shortest guest episode. He kept it on track. He brought us a beautiful episode with stunning photography. Luke, you win a Golden Pandrel clip. Hooray! That was a fun episode. It was a pre-record that we pre-recorded like an hour before, and YouTube threw a wobbly and didn't then upload it for another 45 minutes. So that was irritating. But anyway, we managed it, and it's actually it's quite a popular episode. People enjoyed the Tube Mapper project episode. I certainly did. That's episode 23, winner of the shortest guest episode. That was good. Right. Next is an award that someone probably said, ironically, "Oh, Simon, no, come and join the Google Meet. If you ping up, I'll. You might not be in it until I flick back to the window, but yeah, go on, drop in." Right. So the next episode is the next award. Sorry, is for the greenest episode, and I think this episode wins in more ways than one. It is episode 35, Scenic Rail Tours of an Hour in Length, Inverurie to Elgin. Hooray, you've won a Golden Pandrel clip for being the greenest episode, Inverurie to Elgin. So that's the whole of everyone who lives between Inverurie and Elgin and in those respective towns wins a Golden Pandrel clip. Hooray! Yeah, it's quite good. I mean, it's quite green travelling by rail to do holidays, but it's also quite green to not travel by train and to do it from the comfort of your desk because, lockdown. But I'm hoping that we'll do more of these, but they'll be real. So I'll pre-record stuff and then slot it in amongst a live show. So that's the plan for those. That format does plan to come back in future. And also, the thumbnail's green. So, it obviously has to win that award. Yeah, Simon, what I'll do is I'll drop you in shortly when I flick over to... what, I'll do it now. Hello, everyone. You're all there. I'm going to admit, Simon. Hello, Simon. You're in. Right, so back to the slides. So, Simon, you've joined us. Welcome. Right, so, which means you didn't get the brief, by the way. So, everyone else in the chat, just keep Simon right. Simon, don't say anything until everyone else does. So, right, that was the greenest. Yeah, people in the chat are saying surely the fixed link to Ireland is the greenest episode. Maybe, but the Discord people, Discord had spoken. Nah, obviously the episode that has a green thumbnail is the greenest episode. Right, next award. This is a very good award, a very good and proper award. It is the most times that I was wrong in an episode. And the award has to go to the incredibly knowledgeable Ivana Avramovic for episode 39. What is Slab Track and is it good? It's the most times I was wrong. Ivana, you've won a golden Pandrel clip. Hooray! I was wrong lots of times because my Austro-German geography is not as good as I'd like to think it is. That was I enjoyed that episode actually. Slab Track. It was an episode a long time in the works, but it was worth the wait. I think it was a fun episode. Right, so the next award. We're getting to the big ones now. The most surprisingly technically feasible thing is the next. I've been watching a lot of Taskmaster, and this feels awfully like the prize task at the start, doesn't it? The most surprisingly technically feasible thing is the next award. I think you can all guess which episode wins this one. It is, of course, episode 33. Would a fixed link to Northern Ireland work? Golden Pandrel clip coming your way. Hooray! Well done, everyone. Well done. Detour is pointing out, so relevant to this episode, Detour is pointing out, Deirdre is pointing out that the official national colour of Ireland is blue, not green. Very good trivia question. So everyone now is capable of answering that trivia question. It's very true. Does Slab Track even use Pandrel clips? Yeah, it can do if you wanted to. If it's old Pact, if it's the old British Rail Pact, it does. So that was the most surprisingly technically feasible. Interestingly, I think I'm going to be on Radio Ulster tomorrow morning talking about it at like 7:05. I was supposed to be on this morning, but I got bumped because I think other things happened. In any case, it's probably Piers Morgan getting sacked that bumped me. Screw you, Piers. Anyway, most surprising technically feasible. Right, what's the next award? Right. This was a hotly contested award, and it's an award for guests. This is the best dressed guest set. Try and say that when you've had a couple of bevies. Bevies, sherries. I've turned into Dominic Byrne. Best dressed guest set. The best dressed guest set. Who has won this one? This was hotly contested because we had. I mean, shout out to Mr. Tim Dunn's living room with large intercity 125s and other and model trains and books adorning everything. Other very close, but Jarley's posters and underground thematic stuff. We had Mike Muldoon, actually. Shout out to Mike Muldoon, our first ever Nail Matter guest, who had like hydrogen train stuff going on in the background. Lots of people kind of working hard for the Best Dressed Guest Set award, but the winner of this one, in my eyes at least, has to be... It's Bonnie Price. It is Bonnie Price. Bonnie Price with What Do the Railways Do at Christmas, episode 41. Her entire background was adorned with Christmas lights. There were flashing things. She was wearing a Christmassy hat. I think that, in the spirit of Christmassy fun times, the best dressed guest set has to be Bonnie Price's conservatory. Also the fact that she'd kicked out all of her housemates who were having to sit in like the other room, the spare room, and not be in the background. So in a mixture of of flashing lights and kicking out guests, Bonnie Price wins it. So congratulations to Bonnie. Big round of applause to Bonnie Price. Hey.
I'll let her know.
Right, so
impressive.
We are now down to the last two awards. So these are very highly coveted. So the second last award is going to be the most watched. So the most overall watched episode of Rail Natter ever. This might surprise some people who aren't up to date with the statistics, but the most watched... Actually, let's go for a drum roll, please, everyone. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. The most watched episode of Rail Natter is... It's episode 48, Tunnels Under the US Capitol with Anne Gavahan. Anne, you've won a golden Pandrel clip. Hooray! Round of applause for Anne. And round of applause to all the QAnon conspiracy theorist nutcases! Hooray! Because they're the ones who very strangely, a lot of conspiracy theory people who think unspeakable things happen in these tunnels under the US Capitol found this episode and have shared it on their various dark web servers. And so there are lots of people sharing it and giving me good numbers. So thanks for that. I delete your hate because all the comments are disabled. So your comments come through, I just delete them, and I get your view numbers. So I'm up for it. So yeah, and it was also an absolutely brilliant episode. I love this episode, so I think it's only justified that it gets some decent viewership. It's absolutely brilliant. So that was the most watched, but by far the most coveted award of them all. It's the one you've all been waiting for, I'm sure. The last award of tonight's episode. It's the most live viewers. It's the most live viewers, everyone. Now I'm gonna just do this. I'm just gonna get rid of my face. Now, why might I be getting rid of my face? Well, the winner. Drum roll, please. The winner of the most live viewers, the most people live watching a Railnatter episode is Mr. Tim Dunn with the Architecture of the Railways Built, the first episode of the Architecture of the Railways Built, episode 7. Tim Dunn, you've won the Golden Panda clip. The most live viewers. It was quite spectacular. We had huge numbers of people watching it live. I can't actually remember. It was like 200 plus people watching. It was more than that, actually. In fact, I can tell you right now, because I've got the stats in front of me. Episode 7. Here we go. Episode 7. We had nearly 250 people watching live. It's absolutely spectacular. That's like the size of the Michael Swan Lecture Theatre. This is huge numbers of people. That was that was brilliant, and it was a very, very fun episode. So Tim, you've won yourself a Golden Pandrel clip. Tim, who's in the YouTube chat. Hi Tim. So it was a spectacular episode. Many people watched it. It until very recently actually it held quite a few of the other statistical top numbers too. But the conspiracy theorists have elevated Anne, and to be honest, I'm sure Tim doesn't mind Anne winning the previous award. So Tim, it was a joy to have you, and it was both of your episodes have been joyous. I'm looking forward to the Architecture of the Railways Built 3 for when the next series goes out. So there we go. Ryan, go on, join the Google Meet if you want to. That's fine. Drop in. Anyway. Most live viewers. So, crikey. Let's go back to our friends in the hello everyone. Hello, you're back. We've got you back. I'm gonna get my little face back as well. That was Martin. Sorry, I'm chopping the top of your forehead off. You have to duck a little. Ryan, welcome. Ryan's coming in. See, this is a live dynamic straight. Oh, Simon's here as well. Simon, hello. Hello, Simon.
Hello.
Hello. You have ferns as your background.
You don't want to see my room.
There are quite a few people who've braved it with. In fact, we've got one of my favourite views is actually, it has to be Michael's, who's currently got the. Are you in LNER first class?
I'm indeed.
Yeah, very nice. That's quite good. I like that a lot. Actually, is that one of the official ones that they provided? The LNER provided?
No, that is my Network Real core in the corner there.
Oh no! It's an incredibly well taken background. I love that. It's great. So everyone who's been here joining us. Actually, wait a minute. I see Washington DC Underground. Jared, have you gone to DC?
That is my hometown, actually.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So that was an episode.
I'm up in Philly now, but I'm from the DC area.
Go Birds.
It was that episode was great fun. So yes, there they are. There are the awards. My hands now smell a bit of metal. I made sure to clean this thing very thoroughly before I painted it because anything that's come off the track is basically utterly poisonous. So always recommended to wash thoroughly, just like these biscuits. They still look honking, and I gave them a proper scrub. Anyway, that was it. That was the strange Railnatter celebratory episode. There's a Routemaster scarf available too. Sim Electronics. There's some excellent chat going on in the YouTube chat. In fact, where's that maquette scarf gone? There it is. Excellent. There's a maquette. There's a Bakerloo maquette face mask going on, and there's a Bakerloo maquette scarf. Fantastic. There's a Bakerloo maquette hat I can spot as well. Wait a minute. I'm sure is it, or is it just Germany? It's hard to tell.
No, it's District Line.
Oh, is it District Line? See, I always say Baker Lucas is brown, but is it actually District Line? Am I just confused?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some other excellent.
It's original Bakerloo.
No, it's
Bakerloo
original
District. You've
District.
broken me.
Thanks, Ella.
Elizabeth Line sucks.
There's also on the Jubilee Line.
Oh, I've got some
83 stock.
Jubilee stocks as well. I'm not sure where they are.
If anyone remembers the 83 stock, I grew up on that line, so I remember it fondly, even though they were rubbish.
So there's another special guest who's just going to very briefly join. I'm going to flick back to Big Face. Come on, Dina. Dina's just been in ballet. Dina does ballet on hello, this is Dina. This is my wife, Dina. She also wins a Golden Pandro clip for putting up with me doing it. This in the other room. There's a Golden Pandro clip. Anyway, she's run off again. That was Dina. Thanks, Dina.
Really nice to see everyone.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was nice. I did tell Dina to drop in and say hi because she puts up with me doing these in the other room, so everyone gets to see Dina having just finished a ballet lesson. Right, back to you lot. Where are you all? There we are. So we you know what? It's 1955, which means that we are on schedule for a Rail Natter to complete on time. Afterwards, hang about everyone, because I'll say a proper goodbye to everyone who's with us from Patreon in the video. So don't hang up at the end of that. But what I am going to do is progress us onto the usual endings. It's nice to look at all those blinking episodes. So, we are available as a podcast on all of the standard podcasting platforms. The pink one, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Oh, the pink one's Apple, isn't it? Apple Podcasty, Google Podcasts, Apple. Spotify. Thanks, Ella. Spotify, Audible. the one with the rectangles on it. And then the other one with the orange and the symbol. I don't know any of these. Anyway, we are available as
Overcast.
a podcast. Overcast. That's the one. Anyway. So that. We are also, so thanks to everyone who listens in podcast form, we reached 100 followers on Spotify, which the trouble with podcasts is that you can't collect all the stats into one place. So it's very difficult to know how popular this is as an audio thing. So I don't really have any idea what popular episodes are, but we have lots of people following it, apparently listening. Quite a few people prefer this format because they can kind of listen to it while they're doing other things. So that's nice. Right, and I was rightly called out for being dismissive of this slide the last time. Wait a minute, I'm going to make my face disappear. This is an important slide because actually the Patreon people, everyone who you've seen appearing moments ago and who are chattering away in the background, they are the Patreon supporters. They're the people who allow this to happen. They are the producers, the executive producers of Rail Natter and of the other stuff as well, actually, because it's not just Rail Natter that I do. I do a few other things as well. Those Patreon people support me to keep doing it, and I am eternally grateful to them. I'm just going to read something that Donald Brannigan sent me as a message, actually. He's camera shy, and so wanted to just send a message, to kind of explain what Donald thinks about Rail Natter. So Donald says, "Thanks for doing Rail Natter. Not only has it rekindled my interest in all things rail as both a rail user and an engineer, but most importantly, this year has been difficult. But Rail Natter has been something I can look forward to each week." Donald, I hope. Yeah. Well, you said I could read it out, so I'm sure you don't mind, but. It's, to be honest, I reflect that back to my Patreon supporters because Rail Natter has been something that's kept me going this year. It's been a very, very difficult year for all of us, I think. And it has, it's been a difficult year. And basically, Rail Natter has given me something to do every week. It's allowed me to know what weeks are because I know that when Rail Natter is coming, another week has passed, which is useful because at the moment I have no idea what time is. So, I'm just eternally grateful for all the Patreon supporters, and feel free to become one of those Patreon supporters. So anyone who's listened this way through, this is a weird episode for anyone who's not a Patreon supporter or a regular viewer of the show to watch, but hopefully it's been enjoyable for everyone else too. But you can choose future episodes, themes, guests, you can recommend changes, you can suggest I alter various bits and pieces. You get exclusive sneak peeks. You get to appear on episodes apparently now, so that's a new thing. You get exclusive other bits and pieces. You get asked inane questions by me. That's definitely true, particularly if you're Ella and helping me to unbreak things. Thank you, Ella. So yes, the Patreon. Please do continue to support, and you get to be a level of. You get to basically, you get to support me in making this happen. And on the Discord is where you can tell me all these things. So go onto the Discord, GarethDennis.co.uk/Discord. Oh, Patreon, for the audio people, patreon.com/GarethDennis. That's the Patreon link. GarethDennis.co.uk/Discord is the Discord link. And also, if you don't fancy Patreon, then you can chuck me money on PayPal too, which is paypal.me/GarethDennis. And some of you do that, so thanks to those who support who do that. So, okay, the next thing is, it's this. It's a picture of a lead dolphin on top of the roof of Bristol Temple Meads. Tim, show us. Tim's with us at the moment. So, Tim, you're getting this is your weekly plug. Everyone, go back and catch up with the Architects the Railways Built, which went out yesterday evening. It was a fantastic episode. Some really interesting stuff. Actually, I really enjoyed the bit where we were in Estonia, and there was a royal station. At a spa resort, which reminded me awfully of a very similar architecture, another spa resort in northern Serbia, which is quite interesting, actually. So I found that fascinating. Anyway, it's a brilliant episode. Bristol Temple Meads, as you've never seen it before, in particular, seeing into some of the old bits. Well worth a watch. Go and watch it on yesterday. It's on catch up, super easy. Go and watch, and then obviously next week too. So that's the classic plug. Next week, this is it. It's next week. What is happening next week? We are going to do another PDF page turn. Hooray! Episode 53 is going. The 54th episode is going to be a page turn through the Scottish Greens Rail for All report. So a lot of people have asked me to do this. I'm going to flick through the Scottish Green Party, separate to the English and Welsh Green Party. The Scottish Green Party have created this Rail for All report document. It's really good. And I will be reading through it, and hopefully we'll learn some things. It's not perfect. There are some things that I'll maybe pick out, but actually I think it's a really good document, and I think it's the first document in recent memory that's been created by any political party about a vision for the railways. So it's something that I'm really keen on, excited by, and that should be an interesting episode. Oh, right, back to you lot. Hello, you lot. Hello, all the lovely Patreon people. Hello. How are you all? You're there. Oh, this is. Let's get Littleface back again. I'm back in the corner again. You've all been brilliant. Thanks, everyone. I am going to. I need to double check that I've got the right slide lined up now. This is the snazzy bit where I have to make sure that I do. I double complicate it because I've got to click 3 times and click a button here to make sure that the credits roll with the music playing. It'll be fine. In any case, Patreon people, you've been brilliant. This was fun. I hope this was fun for you. Stay on the line because I'll come back to you once the episode's finished. Everyone who's been watching on YouTube, thanks so much for watching live. This was fun. This was a celebration of a year of Natter, and it's going to continue. There's nothing stopping me from doing these weekly yet, so we'll keep at it. In any case, we're 2 minutes late. It only remains for me to say, and from everyone here who's in the Patreon thing to say, cheerio, 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 cheerio.
Bye.
Thanks, Gareth.
Bye.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Bye. Bye.